It's Ash from Super Videos, back for another one. This one's gonna be about the Walking Dead franchise or the Walking Dead universe. This is what I call the reunions theory, which is pretty much a long-term process in the franchise of the Walking Dead, which is gonna involve many cameos and crossovers. As the first step to this video, let's first talk about the Walking Dead's main mothership show. Of course, we know at this point that the mothership show for The Walking Dead will end after season 11. So of course, we're gonna get the season 10 finale, which is gonna air this Sunday, October 4th. And then we're gonna have 6 additional episodes that are gonna be added on to the end of season 10. Aside from that, season 11, which is the final season, will have 24 episodes. That means that we only have a limited number of seasons and episodes as far as The Walking Dead's main show is concerned. But, of course, we have World Beyond, which I think is just a show that's going to be building up The Walking Dead movies. It's just a bridge that's filling the gap between Rick's final episode on The Walking Dead's original in season 9 and The Walking Dead movies, which are planned. Now, of course, Rick himself will not be in World Beyond, but World Beyond is just building up the big baddies or the antagonists of the movies. Of course, they had many Easter eggs and they did build up a little bit of this group called the CRM on Fear the Walking Dead and on the original show, but I think that World Beyond is going to be the main bridge. So after the 2-season limited series of World Beyond is over, which is going to coincide with the end of season 11, that's when we're gonna get a 4th spin-off show, which hasn't been titled yet, but it is centered around Daryl and Carol. So that's gonna be a story on its own. And of course, we still have Fear the Walking Dead. We don't know whether Fear the Walking Dead is gonna get a 7th and 8th and so on seasons, but at this point, Fear the Walking Dead is still in the picture. So here's where my theory comes in. I think the main characters you're looking at right now are the core characters for the Walking Dead franchise. Andrew Lincoln, or Rick Grimes himself, will be leading the movies alongside Danai Gurira, who plays Michonne, who I think is gonna join him at some point in the 2nd or 3rd movie. Before that happens though, I think that Danai Gurira as Michonne will get like a mini-series or a spin-off on her own. If that doesn't happen, there's a very good chance that she will appear in Tales of the Walking Dead, which is meant to be telling smaller snippets of stories for some of the characters that we've seen in the past in the Walking Dead universe. Other than Rick and Michonne, who I think are going to be the forefront characters in the Walking Dead movies, Daryl and Carol, of course, will be leading the 4th spin-off. At this point, Fear the Walking Dead is pretty much making 2 of its characters forefront characters. One of those is Alicia and the other is Morgan. There was a period of time in season 4 and 5 of Fear the Walking Dead where Alicia was really pushed back and she wasn't the forefront character. But I think starting in season 6, they're gonna start this plan to have both Morgan and Alicia become the 2 faces of Fear the Walking Dead. This is assuming Morgan is not gonna die. Of course, we still don't know whether he will or not based on where the story left off at the end of season 5, but I'm still leaning towards Morgan actually surviving. And I think long term, both Morgan and Alicia will be the faces of Fear the Walking Dead, much like Rick and Michonne were the faces of The Walking Dead at some point, and much like Carol and Daryl are gonna be the faces of the 4th spin-off, which is a story revolving around them. Other than them, I think Maggie and Negan will also be leading smaller stories on their own. Maggie might get her own spin-off after season 11. Negan might definitely get his own spin-off. Long term, both Maggie and Negan will be in the picture as far as the franchise go. And they're not characters that they're just gonna kill off. Depending on where they go with the story in terms of season 11 with Commonwealth and how Maggie fits into that story, her story at the Commonwealth might continue on after season 11 in a spin-off. Much like Negan's story will continue on, just like Negan's story continued on in the comics with the Negan Liv's story. There is a chance those stories will overlap a little bit and we might see some cameos happening. For example, if this does happen, Negan might cameo on Maggie's show or the other way around. Although the other way around will not really work that well, but Negan showing up in Maggie's spinoff, if it happens, is something that's more grounded in reality, depending on how it happens and where they go with that. So with all of that, what are we left with? So we are left with 4 different mini franchises, you can call them. One is Rick and Michonne leading the movies. One is Daryl and Carol leading the 4th spinoff. One is Alicia and Morgan leading Fear the Walking Dead. And one is Maggie and Negan leading their own stories, which may overlap. Now, looking at it from a higher level, there is possibilities of many cameos and crossovers happening within these franchises. There are possibilities of many cameos and crossovers happening between these 4 segmented franchises. For example, we might see a scenario where Morgan might show up in the 4th spinoff for a limited time and then go back. We might see Maggie showing up in the movies in a limited way. We might see Daryl, Carol showing up in the movies in a limited way, and so on. Now, of course, depending on how the story goes in the movie, some of this may not be feasible, but I'm just saying that there are possibilities of many cameos and crossovers happening, and with these cameos and crossovers, there is an opportunity for many reunions. The reunion between Michonne and Rick is almost guaranteed at this point, but we might see reunions between Carol and Rick, Daryl and Rick, Morgan and Rick, and so on. And something else that kind of fits into this as well, another encounter, I wouldn't call it reunion, but another encounter, which is most likely gonna happen, an encounter between Negan and Maggie. And depending on how that goes, that might be the setup for the cross story that I mentioned when it comes to Maggie and Negan. But that's pretty much everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. Now, I know that this video was a little bit all over the place, but the main thing that I want people to get out of this is I think they are slowly planning to create 4 segmented franchises within the Walking Dead universe. And each of these franchises is going to be led by a male and a female character. In the Fear the Walking Dead case, it's Alicia and Morgan. And in the 4th spin-off case, it's Carol and Daryl. On the other segmented franchise, it's Maggie and Negan. And in the Walking Dead movie franchise, it's Michonne and Rick. But with all of that said, I'm interested to know everyone's thoughts and opinions about this theory. Share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to share and smash the like button, subscribe to join our community, and press the bell to be notified when I upload. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.